Boom. Oh yeah, I said boom. Say boom with me. Boom. 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 Guys. I see you, boom. Holy fuck! T minus 130. T minus 1 minute. Move. Sunday mass.
Are we resorting to comedy hour now? Obviously, Gravity, La La Land is reserved for special people that double speak, that say open is closed, closed is open. La La Land, we are in La La Land. Gravity, obviously. La La Land, La La Land, La La Land, we are in La La Land. Gravity, obviously.
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Can I get a hallelujah? Boom. Shout out to Squeaky Earth. Confusing double sounds. Deal with it, man. It is background noise. Must be background noise for when there's no noise. Shout out to Squeaky Earth. All right. I think we are ready for the festivities. I got this, just in case the topic comes in to view. I got the tool necessary for the globe. But today is the Squeaky Mass. Hell yeah. Is the Bible literal? Like literally literal. Shout out to everybody. Mr. Victoris Radio, Marcos Dresden, Jim's Mind, Fred Bailey, Farmer's Boy, Charlie Welsh, Marcus Dresden, and Kuso. Thank you everybody for coming in. Please boom like. Shout out to C4, he's in the house too. Boom like if you're watching this live or recorded. Just boom like now. Share the show. If you are a member of different Discord servers around in the neighborhood, just copy a link and throw it out there. Tell them, hey, JG is live. If you want to find this channel or share it, you can say go to YouTube JoseJG. YouTube.com/JoseJG. Marcus has his egos today with him. Very good. Background music in the background. Support very important. PayPal, it's a must. So if you got money, the main plate collection plate for the money today on the Sunday Mass will be the PayPal, but there's another plate for Super Chat. So if anybody have either or, you can just go ahead and give me the Super Chat in the Super Chat plate, or you can give me the PayPal in the PayPal plate. Our goal is to collect $300 today. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you gotta put the goal high, you know, and then try to break that goal. If anybody can support, we are short on internet and electric bill, so any support will go to that pot. We Can I get a Can I get a hallelujah? Yeah. It is Sunday Mass indeed. Yeah. There you go. That's the party. That's the spirit today. I am about to open the Discord server daily. Boom. You are all welcome to join us on the Discord server daily. Boom. There's where we are. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please bring it on. We are open for business. 13 people watching. How many likes? 10 likes. That ain't bad. Please come in and join. If you give me something on PayPal or PayPal, tag my name and let me know so I can go check it out. Super chat will be announced in here. This is the Dove of Peace. Oh wait, damn cat. Cats always fuck it all up. Shit. Always the cats, right? Somebody told me that Trump met the Pope once. Shout out to Trump on meeting the Pope. There you go. That's him. They had a thing going. I mean, actually, Trump had a thing going for the Pope. Give Jose JG your money? Indeed, you must. Marcus Dresden is saying so. We must do. I must go and check it out now. Yes, I am on it. Nobody say anything, but I'm still taking the initiative of checking out my PayPal and see something already say hi. Something broke the hymen of the collection plate. Hey, Jose, easy now, easy. What the hell? Probably everybody is in church today. That's what's going on. Probably people is in church. Were you in church, Farmer's Boy?
I've been in churches before. That's about it, though.
I insist cats are evil. Wait. Shit.
They have their moments, yes, they can be. Basically, they're generally just cuddly and stupid.
Do you know about the reunion that Trump had with the Pope? He was trying to hold his hand and shit.
That does ring a vague bell, and I don't think the Pope was having any of it, if I remember.
He wasn't. He's like, "God, screw you."
Well, yes. I mean, even the Pope has limits, you know.
Yeah.
Touch Trump, no thank you.
Yeah, doing the sidestep, like, no.
No.
Asking for personal space back, you know, for his personal space back. How you doing, Farmers?
I'm all right, mate. I've had a nice relaxing day. I'm on my second glass of I'm having my Sunday communion. I'm on my second glass of wine. I'm chilled.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
When was the last time that you was on church, like for like service? If ever.
I think we once had to attend a christening, and that was Christ, when was that? That was a few weeks before we got married, so that would have been how long ago was that? 2006.
Wow.
I suspect that's the last. Was that the last time? Might have been. Can't remember. Don't go in churches very often. What with me being an atheist and all.
For an actual like some like service, like church service.
Hang on a minute. There was a funeral somewhere along the way. Was that before or after 2006?
Yeah,
might have been. Yeah. Can't remember. Might have been a year or two after that, but that would have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Like I said,
that's a special. Yeah, that's a special occasion.
Yeah,
you know?
being an atheist, I don't make it a habit of going in churches because, reasons.
How about you, Louis? Have you been in church, and when was the last time that you did?
Exactly, in a church. If I recall correctly, I was recording a video. No. Actually, I visited a church because a friend of mine who was from another region and wanted to see the inside of the church because it's a real known place. It's a famous place.
But you didn't go for a service.
No, never.
Never in your life.
No, I was in a Catholic school, but we were always given the choice whether we wanted to go to communion or not, and I always choose not to go, and I became an atheist at around 10, somewhere like that.
Were your parents like a family, close family, in church?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I was baptized. Is that how it's said? How we say it? I don't remember.
Baptized.
I was baptized against my mother's will, because my grandmother insisted on it. My father didn't carry the way.
Or you will turn out to be evil.
Is that the end result? Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. That's the kind of gist of it.
Oh, right. Oh, so I must be evil then. Oh, cool. Huh. Nice.
Yes.
I can live with that.
Is this you? Somebody told me this is a real footage of you when you went into a church last time.
I do worry that might happen when I cross the threshold, yes.
There was a hidden camera somewhere in there. Oh shit, Farmer Boy.
Am I suddenly going to catch fire as I set foot inside the church? It's not happened yet, but it is a sneaking suspicion that it might happen, yeah.
So Louis, he says 0 times. Farmer's Boy, can you count? Give me a rough number of how many times you've been in church for any reason, to drop off something, to pick somebody up, that you stepped into a church, to services, to anything. Can you give me a number, a 10, 100, 1,000, a 0? You know,
Well,
it's not 0. It's not 0. We know.
I would suspect that in my life, excluding one church in particular, I've probably set foot in the church no more than a dozen times. And the only exception to that is there was a church down in London that we were completely refurbishing. So I had several site visits and several meetings in that church, but that was purely work related. We were refurbishing the church.
But you didn't burn nothing. Demons didn't come out of your mouth and shit like that. Nothing.
No, surprisingly, no. Being a devout atheist, you'd think that if I sort of set foot in the church, that I something would manifest, or I'd catch
you
fire
see a light or
something.
something.
Yeah, but no. Rather boringly, nothing happens. Yeah. You always do sort of suspect, what happens when I set foot in here? Will I suddenly catch fire? Will I sprout horns? Will I start speaking in tongues? And do you know what? Nothing.
I think, Louis, Farmer's Boy beat you, right? In times you've been in church, or have you been more in church just for visits or work or whatever?
I went for exactly the same reason as Farmers once. What he said, I went for a funeral for the father of a friend.
But that was like a one-time visit?
Yeah. Also, I visited once because of tourism, because they happen to be a nice place to visit. And one time I remember, because I was taking photos of the place in order to show them to someone who was from the US and never saw a Catholic church before. And I had to remove all of them because someone caught me doing it and told me that it was actually forbidden. So I'm quite salty about that.
All right. Nestle White. So can you say 5 times? Can you round it up to 5 times in the church, or maybe 10? Louis.
Well, I was raised Catholic, so I was pretty much in church. I was in church every Sunday.
I need a number. Of amount of times. You got to do it.
Amount of times?
Yeah.
It's probably
Like a time for day.
definitely well over 1,000.
2,000 or not?
1,000.
1,000.
I'll need to do the maths, but it's definitely over 1,000. Yeah.
Okay.
I concede.
All right. I think I beat you all. I give you a rough number. Let me 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 1,500 will be 5 years of my life. For like 20 years. Almost every day. I worked in there for like a few years. I say about 7,000 times. I've been about 7,000 times, you know.
Yeah, but there's quite a good reason for that, isn't there, Jose?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
But yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands of services, and another few thousand times for visit and work and pick up and drop or whatever, you know, anything, all kinds of activities and festivities. I'm very
This is
familiar.
where it led you.
This is what it led me. Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. Yeah. But I think the last time, my last question, the last time that I was on church for a service, an actual service, was in 2006. 2006. Yeah, you got it, farmers. When I moved from Puerto Rico, I went to Ohio. I lived 2 years in there, and I know I went like 3 times to church in Ohio. And the last time was the year before I came to Florida. I haven't been to a service in Florida ever. I moved to Florida in 2007, but I've been in church every Saturday, Tuesdays and Saturdays. I'm going to the food bank thing. It's like a church thing. So I'm going for activities, but not for services. Yeah.
I went to the Notre Dame in Paris, obviously before it burned down. But that was just, you know, as a tourist.
Right.
Because you're in Paris, you see the sights. Oh, let's go up the hill and see Notre Dame. You know.
If I recall correctly, I only saw it from the outside. But yeah.
Yeah, well, we saw it from the outside, and then we said, let's go and do the Eiffel Tower. And at the time, my arthritis was giving me something rotten, and the queues for the lifts were an hour long at least. I mean, there were thousands of people there, and the then wife said, "You don't fancy going up the stairs, do you?" And I said, "What do you fucking think?" No.
Right.
So we stood under it. Yeah. We had a look at it and thought, "That's very impressive. Let's go find a restaurant."
I worked on a church, like built it, like almost the whole thing. And I painted it, the whole thing. I painted a few churches, did some drawings in some churches.
No, the church we were doing in London, they were still good. They were going to convert it into like a community centre, but it was still going to be a Baptist church, and it had a full immersion baptistry tucked away in one corner that they didn't like me calling the sheep dip because that's what it looked like to me. But it was a full immersion baptistry. So during the week it was a community centre, and then on certain weekends or whatever, or certain evenings, the Baptists took over and they would do full immersion baptistry things, you know. Yeah.
Marcus Dresden just touched my pee-pee. Very, very common thing for church topics. Thank you, Marcus Dresden, for touching my PayPal, for touching my pee-pee. I appreciate it. That was $10 by Marcus. Thank you. He say boom by touching my pee-pee. Thank you, man.
Oh dear.
That wasn't a common thing when I was in, like all my life, youth in Puerto Rico until I was an adult, and I was 30 years old that I left Puerto Rico. That wasn't these abuses in church, like sexual abuses and shit. That's a Catholic thing, man. It wasn't in the other denominations in church. Most prominent, you know, at least that I knew. Yeah. It's Catholic.
It does seem to have been a Catholic Church thing, but I think there was a certain point in time. I'm sure they even did a film about this a few years ago when it all suddenly came into the light, so to speak, you know. And I think once you get a few people sort of, you know, being brave enough to come forward, then lots of other people think, well, if they can do it, so can I. And then all of a sudden, you know, it just seems that they're all bloody at it.
If I say I'm young and Catholic, will everybody touch my pee-pee in YouTube? Come on, guys.
Do you know, it's worth a go.
Yeah, come on, guys. I'm young. I'm Catholic. There's a PayPal link. Touch my pee, please.
Touch his pee-pee.
Jose,
What?
did you as a family have to do the rosary growing up?
I never did that. We're not Catholic. I was not Catholic. I never.
Oh,
I
right.
went once.
Okay.
I went once to a Catholic church, invited by a girlfriend I had, and it was weird. It was strange. I was like 16, maybe 15 or 16, and it was all kinds of weird. It freaked me out.
Yeah, we had to do.
You have to what?
Who
Do
muted himself?
something with rosary? Mute yourself, yeah.
So yeah, so every evening we would gather around as a family and do the rosary in a circle. Pretty much, it was very strange.
Yeah. Yeah, there was all kinds of in my town. There was all kinds of festivities of Catholics walking like virgins and statues and doing all this, walking down the street by bunches of people. I never knew what any of that was. It was cool to watch and see him and just fun, troll him and shit, you know.
And for those that don't understand what the rosary is, it's basically a prayer to the Virgin Mary. And you do one prayer for each bead on the rosary, and you go around the whole thing till you circle around the whole thing to the very beginning again.
Gee, that sounds like fun. They make kids do that.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr.
Well,
Victory. Mr. Victory.
Well, that's just not
on
right.
point today.
Oh, yes. That is indeed a rosary for giants, yes.
There's nothing sexual about it, Grandma.
Well, that made your eyes water.
Bogoff is going to tell us his testimony about his visits on church and why.
Can I just point out to Joe Mungus that that's not a football?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Joe Mungus, yeah.
That's a rugby ball. Well, it is over here.
The literal part of the Bible. Flat earthers, most of them, if not all of them, and a bunch of Christians, they take the word of God literal. Actually, flat earthers take the word of the Bible more literal than actual Christians do. Christians know the difference, how to differentiate what literal and not. Christians, a lot of them know that it is parables and metaphors and analogies and shit like that, you know. But then group of people come in like the flat earthers and they want to take the word literal. Any thoughts on that?
You've never talked with a Jehovah Witness, you? Did you?
Oh,
I have spoke with them.
Well, don't you think their interpretation of the Bible is quite literal?
Well, yeah.
but I think in the majority of Christians, yes, don't take the Bible that literally. You know, I mean, what is the if you look at Christianity overall, what is the percentage of them that are like young Earth creationists? I think the figure's quite small, isn't it? You know, I think most of them are fairly wise to the fact that no, you're not supposed to take every single bloody word of the Bible literally.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there are lots of scientists who are, you know, religious and particularly Christian. I guess it depends what sides you study and quite how you square one against the other. But, you know, you're not going to find physicists who are young Earth creationists because it clearly isn't a young Earth. I don't know.
John Mungus has seen balls on England, and it's a cute little country.
He's got American football, rugby, and football. Yes, the American football isn't quite so popular over here because obviously we've got two types of rugby. So,
Holy Spirit, activate.
I don't know about the Holy Spirit, but this wine I've got's rather nice.
Everybody has talked to a Jehovah's Witness at least once in their life. The conversation from Vegas is no, sort off. Don't ring my doorbell again.
I had that once. I was around at a girlfriend's and the doorbell rang and she went to the window and looked out. She said, "Oh, it's a Jehovah's Witness. You talk to them." I opened the door and it turns out it's somebody I'd gone to school with. And so we stood there and reminisced for 5 or 10 minutes and he said, "If I remember rightly, you're an atheist, aren't you?" And I said, "Yep." He said, "Well, I'll be on my way then. See you later, mate." And off he went. Because he knew it would be a complete and utter waste of time. And I have spoken to Jehovah's Witnesses on the doorsteps, and if I do my job correctly, they don't come back again.
Delivered to 2 compounds where they were basically building themselves villages.
Oh, yeah.
Call that a mistake if you want, but the first time they came, I wasn't there. Someone else answered at the door, and I actually asked for them to the next time to take a pick a date so I can see and talk to them. And I've talked with them for years.
They used to come in like every weekend, a group of mostly girls, like two, 4 or 6 girls and 1 or 2 guys. And they used to go around the parking here. The 2 other girls always stopped here to ask me questions. But they caught me swearing a few times over here in the show, and I've been flirting with them and shit, and they just stopped coming. They're taking the other road, the back road.
No, we generally over here in the UK, and certainly in this area, we don't get anything quite as interesting as that. They tend to be families, and they do stand out because they tend to put on their Sunday best when it's not Sunday. So you will typically see husband, wife, and 2 children, and they're all dressed in their finest. You know, Dad's got his best suit on, she's got a nice neat dress on. The kids are dressed up as if they're going to church, and you'll see them wandering down the street. And you go, "Hello, there are the Joeys. They're out." You know, clutching. He's got the briefcase. They're clutching books, and they might as well, just hang a sign on over their back saying, "We're Jehovah's Witnesses." I mean, it's so bloody obvious who they are. Bless them.
It's funny because we have them here in Northern Ireland, and they're generally younger. They usually go in groups of 2, but they're really younger guys or younger girls.
Yeah.
All right.
And they'll have their white shirt and tie, and they'll have their. They always carry a backpack for some reason. I don't know what's in their
that was
backpack.
coming in. Yeah, there was 2 couples of girls that was coming in to stop, and they were beautiful. They were young, but probably in their mid-20s, 30s. Young, very good looking, very clean. They didn't like me. Just
I found it. My experience is it's not the Jehovah's Witnesses who are the most persistent, it's the Christians. I did have one pair of very lovely old ladies come round and knocked on the door, and I stood and sort of spoke to them for 5 or 10 minutes and thought, right, that's got rid of them. 10 minutes later, they come back and had another go, and it's like, really? Yeah. Was I not obvious enough the first time? Right, here we go.
Yeah, them visitors were lucky that I had pants when I was doing the show those times. Pants on, or were they unlucky? I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I would kind of assume that you're wearing them because you're sat outside.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows what kind of freak I am,
Well, okay, whatever then,
whatever rocks my boat, man,
But the presumption is that if you're indoors and nobody's going to see you, then,
I'm outdoors.
Then if you've got the webcam on and nobody can see you from the waist down, then does it matter?
Yeah, exactly.
Until you forget that the webcam's on and you stand up, and
I gotta stand up and go to the bathroom and to eat a snack every once in a while.
Yeah, but that's when you kill the camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they see you. How do we put this? Tackle out. Yeah.
Anybody knows what happened to GeoServer on YouTube? I think the server is still on, the server is still on, but it's not streaming on YouTube, right?
I don't know. Let me have a look. I'm sure I have a feed to their. I'm sure I have a link to their live feed. It doesn't appear to be running at the moment.
Yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 days from that I haven't
I don't know.
seen it.
I've not looked. Oh, it might just be that they haven't bothered sort of booting it up or whatever. I don't know. Because I'm sure the server's still there.
So, what technique do you use for Jehovah Witness? Because Mr. Victory's grandma, she used to handle them by inviting them into inside for a prayer, and then she starts speaking in tongues. That was it. That's about it.
No, I just generally tell them that I'm a lifelong devout atheist. I have no soul to save, and why don't you go and do something more useful than bothering me? I am generally polite with them because there's no point in being rude to them. I mean, okay, so they believe something that I don't, and they're trying to force it. Well, foist it onto me, not force, because they don't use force. But they knock on my door. I'm polite with them, and hopefully they piss off and don't come back again. Seems to have worked around here so far. I've only had a visit from all of these various peoples once, so maybe they remember. Don't go and knock on his door because he's not interested.
My way of dealing with it was to grow a massive beard. And as a brown person with a massive beard, I kind of look. Yes, they would knock on the door and go, "Oh, sorry."
They don't like Muslims? I didn't know that.
Well, the Christians, the Jehovah's, they'll approach anybody.
Oh yeah, they don't care. They're tarts. They go for anyone.
Right. Because I had I had the beer, when they used to come in and talk to me for a bit until I get creepy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they probably.
No, I
told me
mean
all this.
I'm not rude to them, but I will make it quite clear that I'm really not interested in what they're trying to sell. You've knocked on the wrong door. Go and bother somebody else.
I did a few times. Back in the day, I used to tell them flat Earth. I say, if you ask me a few questions about the Earth and science and the flat Earth, then I'll talk to you. I'll hang out with you, and I'll grab one of your pamphlets. And they had this smirk in their faces, like they didn't know what to do. I said, no, but we just want to leave you this, and you can read it and take your time. I said, no. You know what the distance to the sun is, or whatever. And they kind of laughed and ignored me and left. Never visited me again. I just ran him off like that. Thou shalt not be rude to anyone except flat earthers, says Paul.
Yes, I have absolutely no qualms in being rude to flat earthers. And I have found out again today that if you're rude to flat earthers too much, Twitter tells you off.
Do you think that's one of the commandments? Or it should be?
I don't know. The 11th commandment: stop being stupid. The earth isn't flat. Thou shalt not be a dumbass.
Can flat earthers be military?
Well, allegedly so, because Brandon was ex-military, wasn't he? And he said the earth was flat.
But he was a military and then a flat earther.
Yes.
Now, can
As
a flat
was,
earther be a military, like the other way? Be a flat earther first and then go to the military? I don't know, man, because they will try to argue with the sergeant when they try to tell about, stuff that relates the globe.
Wasn't there a chap in the US Navy who was a flat earther and then joined the US Navy and went out on an aircraft carrier or something? And then couldn't work out quite what was going on. I don't know. I might have got it asked about face, but I'm sure that was the case, that there was a flat earther who joined the US Navy and then couldn't explain how they went out to sea and all the lands disappeared. Yeah, I think the military in particular, and certainly these days with all the technology they use, and the long range this, that, and the other, and relying on GPS and stuff like that, don't think you can honestly say you're a flat earther if you've been trained in all this stuff.
All right. I did a little adjustment. If anybody wanna take a look at the YouTube watch page, maybe 30 seconds from now, and let me know how the music sounds. If it's too loud, I adjusted it and I lowered it down a little bit. I know it's not annoying over here in Discord, but in YouTube it might be a little louder. I cannot check it because it will fit all of that sound. I can check it on my phone. You know, it's like loud, but wait your 30 seconds so you can. I'm on mute for a second.
I need to watch your stream to get the background, don't I? Oh, there we go. Yes, because Mr. Thriven survived. Well, QE was in the military, but he was a combat cook, you know, a tactical chef. Thrive and Survive worked in the weather department. The wine's kicking in on board a vessel somewhere out to sea. I think he made coffee.
Yeah, that's much better, Jose.
Tactical chef.
Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it. I noticed it. Actually,
That's why I came in the Discord. I had YouTube on in the background, but the music was just too much.
yeah, I
What
appreciate it, man.
That's what threw me off with the intro, because the intro was playing. I'm thinking, have I got another bloody video running in the background somewhere? So I'm muting your YouTube stream, thinking, no, it is just Jose.
Sorry about that. Yeah, everybody, if it was a little loud and annoying, it's been taken care of. I mean, you'll ignore it. You don't even have to think about it. It's a feeling. Like
Nice. It's. I think it's a nice little touch to have just something, you know, tickling away in the background.
I actually had to listen for it in the Discord, but you couldn't ignore it on the YouTube.
Right.
No.
It's all good. Very appreciate for the feedback. It was very nice.
Mind you, I've had to turn Jose up because I think it's quite quiet in Discord.
Really?
Yeah, I've got you at 150 odd % at the moment.
Damn.
Yeah, you're definitely quieter than farmers to me.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't want to be sound a lot louder than others. I mean, like on YouTube. I think on YouTube is even.
Yeah, well, that's the handy thing with Discord. You can go in and
Adjust
turn people,
individuals.
adjust people up and down. Yeah.
That's
A number of times I've tried to do that, and a number of times I tried to do that in a work meeting as well. And I think, no, he's loud. I'll turn him down. Oh shit, I can't.
What's going on with you, Nestle Wise? You having issues? Anything with the rolls or something, or what? Should be all right.
I presume from that he couldn't post properly before.
Yeah.
No, I'm just having a brain fart here. I'm trying to
Okay.
post something and it keeps posting the wrong thing.
You're too high today. I
Oh,
need
that
to smoke
stuff's going
something.
down well.
I need me a smoke and I don't have anything.
Might have to go and finish that bottle off.
Gotti, somebody says. I would like somebody to come in, one of the flat earthers or non-glovers or skeptics about, and tell us about Bible being literal or not.
Well,
Because if you think the Bible is
Gary's your man,
literal-
then, isn't he?
Right. If you think the Bible is literal, you gotta think that a person resurrected after he was dead for 3 days, holes in his hand, and resurrected and flew onto the skies, in a cloud. I mean, you gotta think of that. You gotta think that person walked on water, literally. That person turned water into wine. That person healed leprosy of a person and revived a dead person, I think, or some shit like that. He turned a stick into a snake. Talk to snakes. People talk to snakes over there. Like, where do you throw the line? How do
Wait.
you interpret what's real, what's literal, and not?
The snake part, the turning a stick into a snake, wasn't that Moses?
But wasn't that like God or Jesus inspired or God inspired something? Let's say it was Moses.
Yeah, it's
But that's
totally in the Bible.
yeah, it's written in the Bible exactly. But so
Yes.
so you believe that could happen, that's a reality. something that have been documented ever in real life besides the Bible.
Doesn't
And we
the Bible
still
say
can't-
that bats are birds?
And we still cannot find which was the pharaoh that was supposed to be drowned in the river, in the sea. There's
people-
absolutely zero record of that.
So people talk to snakes, walk on water, turn water into wines, fly up into a cloud after they're dead for 2 days, resurrected the dead, heal, sickness, deadly sicknesses. Do you think is that been documented ever? Besides, as I say, the Bible. I mean, besides being Chris Angels and being an illusionist.
No.
Nope.
Don't forget Jonah. Jonah survived inside the belly of a big fish.
There you go. You know what? I can believe that. I don't have it documented, but I kind of can see if a giant whale swallows somebody and the person can hold their breath for a few seconds and they climb into a part of the intestine where it's like, if it hasn't been chewed on or digested, they can find a little pocket of air and they might survive for a little bit,
Yeah,
actually can-
the problem was that in the Bible it was 3 days.
Yes.
And the Bible doesn't actually say a whale, and most whales can't swallow anything, even vaguely as big as a person. I mean, the blue whale couldn't swallow you.
Yeah, but does this? I think a sperm whale could.
A sperm whale probably could, because that doesn't feed on krill, whereas an awful lot of the whale, particularly the baleen whales, they're basically filter feeders. They couldn't swallow you. A sperm whale, I suspect it probably could, but quite how you'd survive for 3 days in the stomach, I don't know. It's just another one of those things in the Bible that's just complete and utter tosh.
Well, I've heard somewhere that you would actually be squashed under its tongue immediately if you get swallowed by it, because as soon as it closes its mouth, there is no space left inside.
Correct. So, no, certainly not a sperm whale. If you look at its jaw, yeah, its mouth is incredibly flat. Yeah, you're a goner. If you get down through the throat without being crushed, you're in its stomach. You're in its stomach acid. So it's silly. It's just not going to happen. Like so many things in the Bible, when you actually look at them, they're stupid. They just couldn't possibly be real. Yeah, Noah's Ark. Really? 2 of every kind?
2 of every kind, man.
How'd the penguins get there? Did they book a
Like-
taxi?
Where's part? 4,000 years ago.
Lions and bears, the brown bears are evil. They eat people.
All the excuses, I remember now, all the excuses they had to give me, the Jehovah Witnesses, like, oh, we had to only take one kind, like one feline, in order to populate all the lions and the cheetahs and the cats and all of this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, so you don't believe in evolution, but 4,000 years ago, you have that happen, and now you have a speedy evolution, like a super evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was God behind that?
To of
Yeah.
its
Give me a
kind,
break.
dude, you needed 2 pit bulls, you needed 2 chihuahuas, 2 Dalmatians, 2 German shepherds, 2 of every kind of dogs. Really, did that happen?
And they're still the same species.
Where
That's
were
what's-
where were the platypuses? Where were all of those things that have evolved in almost perfect isolation in Australia?
2
Where are all
dodos.
they?
2 dodos.
Where were the bloody penguins?
We all know Australia is like a mythical place anyway, so
Well, it's the legendary lost continent at 4X, isn't it?
I reckon
it's only
the-
in myth and legend.
I reckon the only animals that Noah had on his ark were rats.
They'll outlive us all. The rats will. Them and the cockroaches.
Did maybe the ark, the Noah's Ark was multiplied, like they multiplied the fishes when people were starving? I'm just, oh wait, but it was supposed to be literal. and we shouldn't be thinking it like that.
No.
I'm just making
And
shit up.
quite apart from the fact that there's a reason why they never built wooden boats as big as the Ark. Because they just, structurally, they don't work.
Well, if you want to reenact the Titanic, the part when it's all vertical and snaps in two.
The Titanic didn't snap in two until I
saw it in the movie.
until it suffered a great amount of damage. And I think
But it
it's more
did.
I think it's more the boilers going through the ship that did the damage.
At one point, it did split.
Okay, I can see the picture.
Yeah, you know, those ships were strong and they could survive an awful lot of damage. But when you put a bloody great big hole in it and all the bulkheads start collapsing and then it starts taking on water and going under, that's when it all starts going wrong. And by that point, it's had it anyway. So,
Do you think that Noah himself fed the dodos and the unicorns?
no, I think they missed the memo, as did all the dinosaurs, and that's why they weren't on the Ark. They were too late.
Was there dinosaurs in the Ark?
Well, clearly not, because they didn't survive. So,
Unless you
and-
take
and-
into account that all birds are supposed to be dinosaurs. But
Were crocodiles and alligators in the Ark?
well, they must have done because they survived.
But they can survive in water.
Well, this leads us on to another question.
Aquatic
An awful lot
animals.
of the fish in the aquatic wildlife wouldn't survive because there's a lot of freshwater fish that wouldn't survive in the sea.
But
And
they
yet, for
might,
40 days and nights or whatever, the entire world was covered in this awful, dirty, muddy ocean.
they
I mean, they would all
evolved.
have died.
They evolved in real time.
What, in 4,000 years?
In a day. From
Yeah,
breathing
wow.
salt water till sweet water while it was raining. In 40 days, yeah.
Yes,
had night-
and
They evolved in 40 days.
that's a clever trick. Plus, of course, whilst all this great flood was supposedly going on, there were civilizations on the world who knew nothing of it and were just cracking on anyway. So it's all really just a series of ridiculous stories, badly edited and gathered together. And some people think it's real.
Did they have skunks?
Well, they must have done. Because
Must have been
we have
smelly
skunk.
there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just imagine that ark. You know, that's only as big as they describe it, and probably needed to be 300 times bigger, with two of everything that we know today on board, and just a family, a slightly extended family of people, there to feed them all and to muck them out.
So they had enough food to eat, because if not, they'd be eating like the chickens and shit, right?
Well, exactly. They'd be eating the very things they're trying to save, and we wouldn't have any more. I mean, maybe that's where the unicorns went.
They must have eaten eggs.
It's just another part of the Bible that just really doesn't stand up to scrutiny. It's total bollocks.
I mean,
Definitely
what
got
did
the
they do with what did they do with all the like really venomous creatures? You know, like the
They
snakes
had it.
and
Yeah, they had it in the.
Oh, what you mean, all the Australian ones?
Yeah, they had it in the Ark. The black
well,
mambas.
there's
Cobra.
African ones as well, and yeah,
Oh yeah.
American ones.
Cottonmouths, black mambas, yeah. Cobras, all of it.
This is what happens when you get stories written by a bunch of basically Bronze Age, shepherds and whatnot, who
Scorpions.
have never been out of
spiders,
their little corner of the Middle East.
Black widow spiders. Yeah, scorpions.
All of them.
And much more. All the insects.
Asps.
How did they keep the insects in the Ark? Did they have a little cage? Like
Must
a
have done.
glass thing? Some insects eat another, so they must have separate like cubicles for insects.
Yeah, where did they keep the termites?
Shoe boxes. Oh wait, glass boxes. Termites will eat them. dishes in
Actually,
shoe boxes.
The termites are actually the easiest to store. You only have to take the queen.
Yeah.
No, it was two. It had to
Sorry,
be
I
two.
ruined it.
With the queen and the king, no, it had to be two, man. Don't start making shit up.
Yeah, a queen and a bunch of males.
I just one, the favorite mistress. Yeah, it's strange, man. Some people. I want to talk to somebody who take the Bible literal and tell us like.
What about snails? I mean, if they took
Yes.
2 of each, snails can basically change their own sex.
No, they have both simultaneously.
They're
Actually,
So
we
both
heard
sex,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, they reproduce, and it's actually some kind of a struggle for each snail is trying to impregnate the other while avoiding being impregnated itself.
Yeah,
It's a battle of the genes.
Now, if you build one of these ark, a big boat, a big vessel to put a lot of weight in it, and you build it in a let's say in a little hill, and if the water just actually starts coming up little by little, it can just float, it can work. But what if it comes in like a big wave? The architecture wouldn't stand, right? It will split it, it will break it.
Well, it wouldn't need a wave, to be honest. The dimensions quoted in the Bible of the Ark, if you made that out of timber, it will snap in two anyway.
Really?
That's
Under
why
its own
they
weight.
never built timber boats that big, because they just can't stand the stress of it. The timber's not strong enough for that overall dimension. It would break in two.
Hmm.
That's why timber ships never got to be that big, because it just doesn't work. You'd need to start building them out of steel. And even then, they only survive because they can flex.
All right.
That's why Ken Ham's arc thingamajigamy, it's not even all timber. There's an awful lot of steel went into that.
All right, guys. I got the collection plate is out. I'm passing the collection plate. Give me all the money you got, and if anybody give me an amount of money, the other person must give me more. So please, share what you can. Share what you can. The plate is on play right here. I will holler. God will holler at you. By God, I mean JG in this case because I'm the host of the show.
Okay, how high am I going to set the bar?
So why didn't Noah build it out of steel? Was it wood? So was there a plan, like a blueprint in the Bible? I didn't know about this.
No, there is no blueprint. There are no plans, and I'm fairly certain that when that story was written, not entirely sure. I'm not sure we was in the Iron Age. I might be wrong, but I got a funny feeling that when that story was written, we weren't in the Iron Age, so they didn't know about iron, let alone steel.
Holy shit! The collection plate. They have some money. A big $20. By Farmer's Boy. Farmer's Boy. Does this save your soul? I say yes. Today is Sunday. Is the mass? Is the festivities? We're talking about the Bible. You share the money in the actual plate. Yes, your soul is saved today, and I thank you very much for that. Big 20, Farmers.
Oh, well, thank you. It was a trick question because, of course, I don't have a soul to save. But hey, if it helps, it helps.
You know what? You have a soul today.
Okay, just today. Oh, that's
today. Your soul is saved.
I'll give it back to you tomorrow then. All right.
I'll be there. Shout out to Farmer. I appreciate it.
I try not to make it too grubby.
So good. I smell meat. I smell grill. It smells like between hot dogs and chicken.
Ooh. Oh, stop it! I'm getting hungry.
For real, it does smell.
Somebody cooking.
I got the menu is laid out today. I'm gonna cook some white rice and a can of chicken on a can with tomatoes and avocados. That's it. That's the food. It sounds strange, but it's a good mix.
You're not going for hot dog fingers then?
No, I'm not today. No, because I already got this other. I already got this like to make. Make a pot of white rice, dump the chicken in a can, and slice some tomatoes and avocado, a little bit of olive oil, sprinkle of salt. It tastes good. It actually alright. That's it.
Sounds alright to me.
Yeah. Not bad. I ate yesterday dumplings. Dumplings, it's like dumplings, but in Puerto Rico, the dumplings is different than the actual dumplings that you know about. It's a dough that you make, and you make it's like a little tortilla, shape. You grab a little piece and you just smash it around, make it round, and like a tortilla, but like like few inches diameter shape, and deep fry those, and little crunchy, little salty, whatever season. It's good. And then I did that with beans on the side, can of beans. That's a Puerto Rican dish, dumplings with beans, bro. It's good shit. It's heavy, man. Beans, it's on the right. Mr. Malord for 99 cents. Thank you very much, Mr. Malord. And yes, with that 99 cents, you are first. Thank you very much. Hey, I got money on PayPal.
Hey.
The connection plate is working. Here's a tenner for you. Is that just Nestle Wipes who gave me just gave me money? I think it was.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Hell yeah, man.
Zay, you just reminded me I gotta cook today. I said those poblanos are gonna go bad if I don't stuff them.
Shout out to Brian. Good to see you, man. Good to hear you.
You too, Jose.
How's life going? How's work? Work good?
Oh God, I say I don't recommend going into a fellowship ever. It's so much extra work. I barely have time to think half the time.
Do you get I mean, right, not without any details and anything related to your work or nothing, but in your work area, did you get a lot of religious people today's Sunday mass? Did you get people that say like, you know what, because my religion say I shouldn't do this or that?
I've worked with facilities that are religious, yeah, and you get a surprising amount of people that are incredibly religious in the organization and treated by the organization.
Oh, that's cool.
One of the attendings for internal medicine here is actually a creationist and a biblical literalist, which is very confusing to me.
Wow.
He also has swallowed all the latest AIG and Discovery Institute stuff, hook, line, and sinker.
Really?
And he's so much smarter than that, but he fully believes it.
Wow. I mean, the education process he's been through to get to where he is now, and he swallows that as well.
Yeah.
How does somebody's like that brain work? I mean, that's.
I don't know, but the good news is he's an excellent doctor. He's an amazing guy, and unlike most younger creationists, he does not think that belief in young Earth is a salvation issue.
So. Well, that's even more confusing then, because he actually sounds like an all right, sensible guy.
Yeah.
But he still believes that nonsense.
Yeah.
Wow. He's
a
walking contradiction, isn't he?
Yeah. He's probably also the best young doctor in the entire hospital system. I think he's only been out of med school now for 6 years, and he runs circles around guys who've been here for 30.
Wow.
Anybody speak sign language? I don't know what this guy's saying, but I'm just curious. He's not saying thank you.
Not a clue.
If anybody knows, just let me know in the chat box. So in school, right, in middle school and high school, that I got, the better memories than the elementary school. There was this guy that was one of my best friends, and he was religious. I don't know if he was Jehovah's Witness or something like that, but the religion didn't allow him, to do a lot of activities in school, graduations and going to whatever to visit places and go in a bus and everybody going hey happy to the parks and shit. And I remember my dad when I went to school, he was a pastor on the evangelical church, so he was not extreme as Jehovah's Witness. He wasn't extreme as the Catholics. He was more or less a layback. He told me a lot of things. He said like, if there's any activities in school, just participate in everything you can. If we can afford it, go to everything you can. Be a part of everything you can, because that you only live once. Religion, the Bible, some people interpret it a certain way, and some people say this is not good, you cannot celebrate and Halloween and Christmas and this and that. He say not that I agree with any of that, I don't have to agree. It's you live your youth and do whatever you want. That's what I loved about my dad, my family, about that. Being Christians, they allow me to do anything. But my friend, no, I cannot go to this excursion to the park. I cannot go visit to the rainforest. I cannot go visit these caves in the town. And it was all kinds of fun, and to the pool and to the beach and hang out because my religion don't allow me to. Fuck that. Fuck all of that shit. Man.
Yeah, he sounds like a Jehovah's Witness. They have a very tight control on what celebrations you're allowed to have, lest they be pagan or otherwise non-religious.
The crazy was for me, myself personally, it was Halloween, because I went to church since I was a kid, and I went to all the school, and everything in the little church school, everything was Halloween was bad, it was evil, and I understood. But still, my dad bought us Halloween costumes to trick or treat around, because we couldn't be left out. We were kids, we were young, and we needed to hang out with other kids. Yeah, that was cool.
Was your birthday celebrated?
Yes. Birthday, Halloween.
So it's not Jehovah's Witnesses. They are not supposed to celebrate their birthdays.
Oh, for my friend, I don't know, but me, we.
Oh, sorry.
We were not. Yeah, we were not Jehovah's Witness. No, my dad was he's evangelical church. I don't know. You could wear any clothing. You could like Pentecostal church. There was a rule thing. I had a friend Pentecostal. They couldn't wear certain kind of clothing, and they couldn't use makeup, and they couldn't shave their legs and some shit like that. Women, you know.
Must practice modesty at all time.
Yeah, man. What the hell, bro? Yeah, that was crazy. So I was invited. We were invited. My friend used to invite me to the Pentecostal church, and me went with my girlfriend or my sisters or my cousins or my family. My dad went a few times. My mom went a few times. My mom, all kinds of makeups and all kinds of little things in their hair, and very, very colorful dress, and everybody like giving us their look, and the pastor or whatever. It was like, everybody is welcome here, you know. We in the church, you know, we got these certain rules and regulations we must follow and we must do, but all the guests, nobody please treat them different. They are welcome here. Anybody that comes here, if they got makeup, if the girls have short pants or whatever, just let them be. Don't tell them they're wrong or nothing like that. So, you know, it was kind of nice. From my perspective, I saw all of that good. I saw that welcoming for me as a kid. But it was loud. I enjoyed when I was a kid in church. The music was very alive, and you know, we used to, I don't know, hang out, do a lot of activities that other religions didn't.
What is our topic today, by the way?
Today is the Bible literal.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, it's not the
Really?
topic. I just titled
Oh
it.
God.
I commented on it. We commented on it, what we thought, you know. But what do you think? Is the Bible literal? If you think, I give you a few examples. If you think the Bible is literal, then you must believe that snakes can talk, that water turn into actual wine that you could get a booze on, that dead people can be brought back to life, that a man was dead for 3 days and went back up to the clouds and to the sky. What do you think? Is it literal or not?
What if you think that it is literal, but you don't believe in it, and you think that the people who think it's not literal are actually just lying to themselves?
That's a lot.
I think that sounds confusing and strange.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah. I said, how could you hold that the Bible is literally true, but also not believe what the Bible says? You would believe that the
No.
Bible is literally true. Therefore, you would be acknowledging that there is only in the current iteration of him, that there's only one God and he is the creator of all things. And
No,
how could you be an atheist at the same time?
I said for myself that I think the Bible is literal. Like it was meant to say exactly what is said on text. I just don't believe in it. I think that the authors really meant what's supposed to be said in the book, and the people who choose to believe in it in a sort of weird way that is supposed to conform to reality are just trying to force the Bible to say exactly what they think it says and not what it actually says and what it was intended to say. Sorry if it was confusing.
Gotcha. No, there are portions of the Bible that scholars believe was intentionally left to be flowery or to encompass previous myths as a portion of a unique national identity. So a great deal of the authors of the Bible did not mean it to be recorded in a literal fashion. I mean, could you imagine if the Psalms were completely literal? That wouldn't make any sense. There are things in there that just aren't accurate.
No, because they're psalms. They are supposed to be. Well, I get you. I get you. I think that the tales that are told there, like what happened to Moses, the Exodus, the Genesis, all of that, I can't see it at any other way. Like I think the people who wrote that thing thought it was true, held it as true.
There's too many fantastical things. There are too many fantastical things in the Bible to believe that it's literal.
Yes, starting with the God.
Yeah, I don't even mind if people believe in a specific God, that the creator and the one and all, but the actual stories on the Bible,
God is actually the easiest thing you can fit in your
Yeah,
beliefs. Like
exactly.
it's the whole that fits everything. It fits all holes. But the problem is if you do exactly what Gary Waibenga does with his God, he will tell you that God does everything to make the world a world that is not supposed to work for some reason, and you're not supposed to contest it. You're not supposed to question all those things. Like if you believe that it works any other way, then you are simply wrong. It's like being forbidden to ask oneself this question. This is why it's so frustrating.
No joke. That's literally just saying, hey, the only way that you can make sense of the universe is if you believe these contradictory things or these things that we know didn't happen, specifically because God needs you to believe it no matter what evidence he's left behind.
And it's incredibly lazy. Jose said that the other day. It's completely a cop-out.
Yeah. That's the way I feel. It's a cop-out. If God did it, God knows. And it doesn't matter. God did it that way, and he makes it work. It's a fucking cop-out.
I mean, that just makes God incredibly inelegant.
Yeah. So there's no curiosity. Yeah, let's say, okay, God made it, but isn't there a hint of curiosity in human beings to want to know the mechanism and how did he make it work? How does it work? You know, it actually is in the human, in the human. You know, it's implanted on us. The curiosity on wanting to know how shit works.
Totally. And I think I would ask this exactly the same, provided that God exists, as Richard Dawkins would like to ask God, like, why did you do all of this effort to hide yourself?
Why benga. That's just reading a comment in the chat.
Gary actually sounds like a Japanese code word.
Are we actually trying to summon Gary? All right.
Yeah, right. Summoning. We're trying to summon people.
Hang on. I know an infallible way to get him here. Boo!
Why?
No.
I don't
He's a
remember.
dairy farmer.
The cow with the
'Cause he
cow
works-
call.
he- Because he interferes with cows. I mean, he works with cows.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I never actually asked him. Does anyone know if Gary is a big fan of Dell?
Mm.
Oh, I don't know actually. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, not sure.
No.
No, I heard of Dell's.
They're related from the cow side here. The cow side of the family. How many times? What was a few questions for Brian? What was the last time that you went to church for a service? How many times have you been in church in service, if any? And a rounded number. How many times in general in your life that you have been in church for any activities or festivities or visit?
Oh God, I can't even tell you how many times I've been in a church for services. Last time I went for a service was actually Easter,
All right.
and I went for Christmas, and then I was. But I wind up at a Hindu temple more often than anything else because my fiance is incredibly devout Hindu,
Right.
and it's even though it's not my religion, I enjoy watching her get enjoyment out of it. So we go together a lot.
That's good. And if you were religious or not, I mean, I couldn't care less. You know, it's your thing. That's a personal belief, a personal thing that I don't take anything from anybody. My approach to this is religion have nothing to do, and your belief have nothing to do with science and the earth thing. That was the good thing that I could separate from the get go myself. You know, a lot of people want to bring it together. Church, belief, and the earth being flat or round. They wanted to think that everything has to do with another, and it's totally different topics.
No, I always found that having a belief in God is not anything bad, and I have a belief even though I have no way of showing it. I would actually refer to myself as an agnostic theist, which is, I know, a bit of a contradiction of terms, but literalism, I think, is the worst thing that's ever happened to religion ever. I think that's why. I think it's the cause of a lot of strife in the world.
Right. Let's throw a rounded number. You've been in church and visiting another religious, like for your lady and stuff, 100 times, maybe 500 times, 1,000 times. Throw a number.
We went every Sunday from the time I was 3 to the time I was to the time I was 14, and we had my after school program was at the same church. I can't even begin to imagine the number of times I've actually been in a church.
That's thousands of times. You know, like I say, I threw an odd number. I say 7,000 times I've been in church. Doing the math since I was like 5 years old, I was like 20 years old, going, almost every day, and then working in church and painting and construction and visiting and driving and shit like that. Yeah, so thousands of times, right? I think
At least
Farmer's Boy
1,700
won.
times.
Sorry.
At least 1,700 times, which is 11 times 3 times 52.
Right, exactly. I think Farmer's Boy and Nestle Wipes is the least amount of visits. Oh no, Farmers and Lewis. Nestle has been.
Yeah, excluding that one
dozen
work-related
times.
item, I reckon about a dozen times.
A dozen times, including dropping somebody off or picking somebody up in church. That's a dozen times for Farmers. Damn, that's low.
Out of the 4 grandparents, I went to 3 funerals. I don't know. I must have gone to the first granddad. So that's 4 funerals. And I think I've been to 1 non-family funeral, a christening, maybe a couple of weddings. It may not even be a dozen times, to be honest. But I'd round it up and probably say about a dozen times.
Right.
Actually, if I recall correctly, I went to a church on my own in order to talk to the priest. It was in a time in which I was very much more interested in religion than I am right now. It was the same time I was talking to the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I decided to go talk to the priest to ask him some questions about Catholicism and religion and God. So it counts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, why not?
No, there was 2 years of my life when I was like 15 and 16 that we lived in I mean, there was the church, and there was the church, there was a little school in there for the church people, and there was the house in there in the actual same lot, and we lived in there for like 2 years in the house of the church there. It was rough, man. It was rough because I was in that age that I start going to parties and smoking and getting high and shit like that, so it was a tough one for me, man. Yeah. I was horrible, man. I was evil. I was evil. I came out okay, man, at the end of the day. I always respected my dad and the people. I used to always hide smoking my cigarettes and going to parties or whatever. I try to avoid the people that I knew and come across that can like snitch on me and shit. I wasn't that asshole that like, fuck it, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm young and I do whatever the fuck I want. Because of the freedom that he gave me since I was a kid. You do whatever you gotta do and live your youth and enjoy. Just, try not to, put me in a bad place. Like, don't make me feel ashamed of you or whatever. So I did my best to hide my evil things that I did. Yeah. This is Brian. The true story. The image up in the screen.
Yeah, that was the type of church I went to on Wednesday night.
Yeah. No, I did a lot of things. I got a lot of good memories in church. Some of my best memories are from my church times because I went to church till I was like 20 plus years until I was an adult, So all my youth, since a kid and school and all that stuff, everything, all my memories still lead up to somehow church. A lot of the girls that I, had fun with and all that good stuff. Church people. There's some crazy girls in church, man. Like crazy fun.
Yeah? Oh, well.
Yeah.
You concur with that, Brian?
Oh, what was the question?
Are there a lot of crazy girls, like crazy fun in church?
Oh, yeah. Let's see, at the church that I went to, girls came in two forms. Completely irreligious and just there to have fun, and so uptight that if you looked at them incorrectly, if you took a hand off of them for any reason, they would twist into a knot.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. See, that sounds about right. I converted a few girls, from being square and all straight up to being loosely and fun, and having a blast. That's my goal. I was the son of the pastor. I was the pastor's son, man. They had to kind of follow my lead,
The son of a preacher man,
The son of a preacher man.
as the song goes. Yeah.
Oh, let's just go to this birthday party, and there was all kinds of alcohol and drugs and shit, which I never got him doing that, but I was on it, and I just perverted them, to do all kinds of good stuff. Shame on me.
Good man.
Yeah.
So I think one of my all-time favorite moments from church was the time that we caught the youth minister smoking weed behind the church.
Wow. Yeah. I was. Yeah. Did you guys snitch on him? Did you guys tell on him?
Oh hell no, we didn't snitch on him. That made him the coolest youth pastor ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a lead. I was never a lead on church. I was just the son of the preacher, the son of the pastor, But I wasn't. People knew I had a life outside church. People knew I liked to party and stuff like that. But I wasn't disrespectful. I always, went and support whatever I needed to do. And I participated, like I supported, like I went to do plays in church, you know, like plays, like doing all this theatrical stuff, and I sang in choirs and shit like that, and it was fun, man. People had fun because I was at least outspoken in that sense, and I was a team player. I was game for it.
He actually did eventually get removed from the church for that particular incident because somebody let it be known to a person that we only ever referred to as Mullet because she had the most amazing mullet.
Wow, she with a mullet. That's
Yeah. This was the same person that at high school turned in our gym teacher because not our gym teacher, our history teacher, who was one of the basketball coaches. Because whenever we got done with lessons for the lesson plans for that block, we would just play poker with him.
Let me guess, that was like early 90s?
No. This was mid 2000s.
Oh, mid 2000. Wow, yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of work for church ladies. Church people, I call it like church little ladies, little old ladies. But I did a lot of work, handyman work and landscaping and painting and even cleaning and cooking for all people in houses and stuff. And it was fun to listen to their stories. They were really cool. And they paid well, most of them. The coolest thing I did for church was we went to Dominican Republic for a 4-day and go out, pastors and sons. It was a festivities for pastors and sons and daughters. And we went for 4 days in Dominican Republic. I was 19, I think. I was either 19 or 20. And just the first afternoon, the first day, you guys can go and, and hang around, but just don't go crazy. You guys know, just don't do anything that will, come back to us. There were probably 100 pastors and 300 or 400 kids, young people, from kids to older people, because there was pastors for every age. But we were a group like 10 or 12, and we liked to smoke and get drunk and shit like that. and we went away to the other beach, to the other hotel in Dominican Republic, like along all the shoreline. And we went to the other hotel where it was a branch of the same hotel. So we were all in a hotel. We had a wristband thing, and our names were in the computer. And they say, all right, we got three locals, 3 hotels, but we are in this one. So no go to the one in the left, don't go to the one in the right. We all went to the right, and we start drinking and dancing and going crazy over there for hours long every night, bro.
Oh, it sounds like y'all were in Punta Cana then.
In Punta Cana, yes, I think Punta Cana, Barcelona, Punta Cana. He kind of ring the names, something like with Barcelona or Punta Cana. Yeah, that was fun, man. It was.
Punta Cana has the most amazing stretch of just white sand beach.
It was amazing, bro. And there were bars inside the little pools. There was bars all over the shore. It was really cool. And it was a free thing. It was like an open thing with the package we had. It had food included and drinks. So we used to go at any time and get food, and we can customize our food. Like, we just wanted a big omelette with vegetables and shit. Choose in your plates whatever you want, and we just cook it for you. It was really nice.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, man. Funny. We found one of the pastors. He was having a whiskey in one of them. We all went like, hey, we got you. He go like, oh, like, what the hell you guys doing here? No, we're just hanging out here. Oh, are you supposed to be in the hotel? Yeah, you too. He said, no, I'm just here meditating. I'm here meditating all by his own in a little bar in the pool. We say, you know what? You do whatever you gotta do, man. We do whatever we gotta do. He said, just stay safe, guys. Don't do.
Is that what meditating actually is? Oh,
yeah. We're just meditating with a big glass of big whiskey in the glass. You can smell it from miles away.
Oh dear.
That was funny. Then when we came back, he said, like, you guys, I don't even have to say anything, but just stay here. Whatever happens here, just stay here. See, yeah, we got you, man. Oh man. It was like that. That was one thing that I saw different from Catholic churches in my experience to the evangelical, our branch of the church. that was very uplifting and very alive. That my dad and all the pastors, it was a big no-no to smoke and drink. It was a big no-no. But Catholics, it's okay for some of them and the to drink and even smoke. Because I saw that in our town, and it was okay. As far as we know, it was okay for the head of the churches to smoke and drink. What the hell is that?
It's a fair trade for not being able to have sex.
Fucking hey! Oh no! Damn, you know
Oh, I
what?
thought they did that too.
I mean, we don't talk about that.
Indeed,
Okay.
indeed.
I'm trying to think of where the other resort town that you may have gone to was. Puerto Plata or Las Terrenas?
I know Barcelona is. I don't know if Barcelona is a place or the actual name of a hotel, but it sounds to me something Barcelona. I'm not sure.
Sounds like that would be on Playa Dorado, sorry. Which is misspelled.
Yeah, maybe.
Playa Dorado.
Barcelona hotel. Yeah. It was a while ago. I don't remember. I was drunk all the time. We were like drunk and shit. We went to a lot of activities, and it was cool. It was cool. We were all in the first few hours of the day till like school hours, like 8 a.m. till like 3 or 4 p.m. There were some activities in the afternoon, but we had, the adults ones, like over 18, the 18 plus sons of the pastors. We could have fun. We could go out and participate in other activities if we wanted to. But then the kids, they were obligated to go to all the activities with the parents and shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. Barcelona, Dominican Republic. Let's say if Barcelona is an actual hotel or a place. Barcelona, Bávaro Palace. Barcelona, Bávaro, Punta Cana. You see Barcelona, Punta Cana, and it looked like. Let me open an image. Barcelona, Punta Cana, something like this. Looks about right. I know there were. You see there. I know there were bars like this. Would be like bars, and there were places in here. There was like restaurants and shit like that, and places where they did a lot of like live bands and dancings and theater and shit like that. And I know along the shore there was another hotel over here, another hotel over there, big like this one.
Oh yeah, so if it's in Punta Cana, that entire beach is now nothing but hotels.
Yes.
In Puerto Plata, there's so they have a much smaller beach, but they have this amazing golf course that's up on the cliffs. I just posted a picture of it.
Okay, yeah. This is another of the Barcelona, which it looks like it might be this, it might not, but it was very similar to this. So I go with this is where we went. I got a couple videos, bro, but they are in 8mm format and high 8. The Sony Cam. That there's no adapter.
Unusable format.
Yeah, man, unusable format because there's no the adapter is for the VHS, the CVHS or the big one with the big roll and the little roll in the thing. But my format is just a small cassette. It has to be played either in a working camera like that or in a machine that can play it. It's like $1,000 today. I just got a bunch of tapes with information that I cannot read. All right, this is the pic. What was this again? You say in Dominican Republic?
Yeah, this is in Puerto Plata.
Puerto Plata. Yeah.
And it's absolutely one of the most gorgeous golf courses on the planet. It doesn't actually do it it doesn't do it a lot of justice. This picture. There's one section where where you literally are just hitting out almost into the ocean, and where the waves wash up there, you can see them crash. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, but it's not like beach to swim and hang out. Yeah, this is just for pictures.
Their beach over there is actually really freaking dangerous. It has really strong riptides that come through.
Yeah.
And their undertow is pretty bad. Although it's beautiful if you don't want to get in the water.
Oh yeah. Oh, and another fun fact about the hotel in Dominican Republic, that there was a bunch of topless like girls like all over the place. They couldn't give 3 fucks who was there.
Yeah,
or not.
it is absolutely full of Europeans. And Europeans absolutely made the right decision by going topless.
Yes. Bunch of them. So, oh, we had a blast. I went to the street, to the roads one time. I was there for like an hour, and I went next to the hotel. There was a little fence, and there was a bunch of little tables with a lot of there was actually Haitians from Haiti doing a bunch of like manual stuff, little collars and purses and shit like that. And I spoke with a bunch of them, and most of them, they spoke patois language. It was between Spanish and French. It was kind of a dialect they had going on. It was nice. And then I just went to the street, to the road. One of the guys like said, "Don't go too far, man. You look." I mean, he said, "You Puerto Rican, you okay? But if you can defend yourself, you okay. But if you hesitate in anything and somebody see you're square, just don't go too far, man. Just hang out around here because it's." That's crazy everywhere. You got the camera can get snatched off your arms. You can take your shoes, they can take your shirt. And I said, "You fucking with me?" I said, "No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth." A dude with like very Dominican accent. And he ripped his shirt and he had a gun. Like just a gun sticking out his shirt. So I'm telling you, man, almost a lot of people got arm in here, and they there's some there's some there's some bad weed over here. This is nice area, but still there's some bad people over here. They can trying to steal shit. Say, all right, thank you for the info. I didn't go that far by myself.
I don't blame you there. Well, Jose, I am killing your chat, so I'm gonna duck out.
It's all good. Hey, it was a short kind of, just up and hang out for a few hours. I was bored, so this is perfect. I'm about to get out of here too. Final thoughts, Brian, before you go.
I'm so tired. I don't even know if I'm making thoughts.
Potato tots. Thank you for coming, man. Appreciate it. Good to hear you.
See you around soon, Jose.
All right, peace. Farmers, final thoughts. Get out of here.
All hail his noodly appendage.
Uh-oh. Whatever you say.
Oops.
Thank you very much, farmers. I
No
appreciate
worries,
your
mate.
support on PayPal too, man. Really big
Quite all right. Anything to save my non-existent soul.
time. Luis, final thoughts.
Europeans are weird. I see one every morning in the mirror. They're weird. I don't like that guy.
Thank you very much. Nestle Wipes, what are Europeans? Where are they from?
Europeans, where are they from?
Where are they from?
I do not know. Wait, I was getting ready for final
Are you American
thoughts.
by any chance?
Where are Europeans from?
Well, from Europe.
Oh, thank you. Just asking.
Where are they from?
Final thoughts, man.
Final thoughts. Spirituality is a personal thing. Religion is a cult.
Thank you very much. Marcus Dresden have some final thoughts, and he say that star signs always tell the truth. Thank you, Marcus. Stefan Mudd, do you got some final thought for us? You didn't speak anything today, or in the past few days, because you've been server muted because of hot miking at all times. Thank you very much. Join the Globe Cult. The Globe Cult joins you. Thank you very much for the PayPal. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for coming in and hanging out in the YouTube chat box. Thank you for hitting the like, sharing the show. Click on all the buttons underneath the video and all the links and the clickety clicks. Join us on Discord. And I'll see you next time in another episode of the Boom. Let's Quickie Earth. Boom.